4 balloons. Each holds a number. Pop them one at a time and every pop pays you coins. Simple to state, brutal to optimize. The greedy answer is wrong, and today we fix it with one strange idea. Here is the rule. When you burst balloon I, you earn the value on its left neighbor times balloon I times its right neighbor. But the neighbors are whoever is adjacent right now. Once a balloon pops, the gap closes and new balloons become neighbors. If a balloon is at the edge with nothing beside it, treat the missing neighbor as a 1. Arbol, maximize the total coins. Try the obvious thing. Burst the biggest balloon first. With 3, 1, 5, 8. Greedy grabs the 8 early and locks in a weaker chain. It looks smart, but it leaves coins on the table. The optimal order earns 167. Greedy simply cannot find it. Why is this so hard? Because if you ask which balloon to burst first, its neighbors keep changing as others pop. The left problem and the right problem stay tangled together. The subproblems are not independent. So flip the question. Inside some interval, do not ask what pops first. Ask which balloon pops last. See, balloon K is the last one standing in the center. By the time K pops, everything else here is already gone. That means its neighbors are exactly the fixed boundaries of the interval. I on the left, J on the right. And that is the whole trick. Choosing the last burst freezes the neighbors, which splits the interval into a left side and a right side that no longer interfere. 2 clean, independent subproblems. Let us make it concrete. First, pad the array with a 1 on each end, so every real balloon always has a neighbor. Define f of I and j as the most coins we can win from all balloons strictly between boundaries I and j. Pick k as the last to burst. When it pops, it earns a at I times a at k times a at j plus whatever the left and right subintervals already earned. Take the maximum over every choice of k. The base case is easy. When j minus I equals 1, there is nothing between them, so the answer is 0. In code, this becomes a clean bottom-up table. We fill the intervals from the smallest to the largest. The outer loops pick the boundaries I and j. The inner loop tries every last balloon k, adds the coins for popping k against the fixed boundaries, plus the 2 already solved subintervals, and keeps the best. The final answer sits at dp from 0 to m-1. Count the work. There are order n squared intervals, and each tries up to n split points. That is order n cubed time and order n squared space. For this problem, that is exactly what we want. 2 traps catch almost everyone. First, reasoning about the first burst, which couples the subproblems and breaks the recurrence. Second, forgetting the 1 padding, which quietly corrupts your boundary values. So here is the idea worth keeping. When operations interact, and thinking about the first move makes everything depend on everything else, ask instead, what if this is the last operation? Fixing the last move often makes the remaining pieces independent. That is the defining trick of interval dynamic programming. Next time, we reuse this exact split the interval idea. But now we count the number of ways, splitting on operators and tracking true and false separately. Boolean evaluation. See you there.